My name is Anna, and first time doing a recording of my voice. I sound like a kid. I do apologize. Oh well. Anyway, um, my inner thoughts. Ha ha ha. That's hilarious. Trying to put everything down, so I decided to record instead of trying to write everything out. Um, I have cystic fibrosis. It's a genetic disease. Some people develop it later on in life. Some people are born with it. I was born with it, but I was also born with the ability to have like very bad hand and eye coordination. Because even though, I'm alive, I cannot stop running into things. Like everything I run into, I trip over my feet. I've been asked once before if I was drunk because I can't walk in a straight line. And no, I can't walk in a straight line. Even if I don't drink. Hell, I can't walk in a straight line, period. One of my funniest moments is when I knocked myself out in high school by accident. And it's one of those things where it's like, at band camp, and lots of stuff seems to be hilarious during band camp, apparently. And in my case, yes it is. So, as I said, I've got cystic fibrosis, which means that my lungs are bad, and that I have to cough a lot, and people are like, "Are you okay? How long have you been smoking? Sweetie, you gotta stop with the cigarettes." No, I don't smoke. I just, my lungs suck and I can't breathe. Basically what that is. And, so I've, in band, having cystic fibrosis is kind of like, so it's like having a severe asthmatic person try to run a mile. Does not take very long. I managed to do it from 6th grade till I graduated high school. But let me tell you, I had to transition a lot. And one of my favorite things was the beginning of marching season in band class. I was the crash cymbal player, the only one. And as it happens, I was the shortest person in my band class. Ever. Ha, ha, ha. And that was saying a lot because I was older than everybody. And the first time that we did our on-field formation to do band, to play some songs, the first thing the band teacher said was, "Do not be the first one to make a mistake. If you do, you will be the butt of every joke, and you'll be the example." And for percussionists, the people that plays the drums, the people that does snare drum, bass drum, and the quads, they're like 4 or 5 drums all in one row. And the cymbal players, which is me. We have to walk like a crab. You gotta go sideways. And the way you're supposed to go is like, if you're going to the left, you gotta step with your left, and then for the next step, you have to put your right foot behind your left foot. And continue to like walk that way. Oh, and FYI, I do apologize for all the coughing. Like I said, lungs are pretty bad, so. Anyways, so that's what we had to do. The first day, at like 8 in the morning, the first thing I did, I tripped over my foot. And it was right after he said, "If you're the first one to make a mistake, you will be the example." And he was right. The first thing he said was, "Now students, please do not be like Anna Gonzales, because you will be made fun of by other people, and you will be the example." And let me tell you, I had a lot of mistakes. Holy crap. It's it's a wonder I even survived high school, let alone graduated. So, the next thing I did, we had to um, practice in the choir room for the percussionists. We were thankfully able to do indoor stuff. I was in the pit, and that means like you do the crash, you can do crash cymbals, or you can do suspended cymbals, like you see in a drum set. You know, like um, the one cymbal that's on a stand, that's on a drum set. You know, that and the xylophones, the orchestra bells, you know, stuff like that. So that was me, because yeah, I can't really do marching. It really sucks. My lungs are like, why do you constantly try to overexert yourself? It's not going to happen. We will torture you and make your life hell. So I had to be sidelined for that. Ugh. Being able not to breathe right kind of puts out hair, air, sorry, out of a lot of stuff. So I was in the pit, and I had to practice my um, suspended cymbal practice thing or whatever. And I was carrying the suspended cymbal. It wasn't that heavy, and I measured it to fit through the door. And in high school, like all the door frames have that rubber around it, so you know it won't hurt you if you slam your finger in the door or something like that. I don't know. Never worked for me. But I measured it. I raised the suspended cymbal, and I put one hand on it, you know, like I was holding it, and it went through the door frame pretty well until I started walking. The moment I started walking, the suspended cymbal crashed into the rubber frame, which bounced off and hit me in the forehead and knocked me out. Thankfully, there was nobody in the band room to see that, because I would have never lived that down. And yeah, it just went downhill from there. Every time there was a performance. Yeah. During middle school, when I was doing marching band for parades, I was, like I said, suspended cymbal. I was in the percussion area. And we had to walk backwards. And I ended up losing a shoe. Thankfully, I had black socks and nobody knew. And oh well, the crowd on the outside, they didn't know. Everybody in band, they knew. I ended up losing either my left shoe, my right shoe, and sometimes, remarkably, both shoes. How I managed to lose both shoes is beyond me. And they were tied very tight. The shoelaces. Yeah. And it was in the middle of the parade in Alma, Michigan. It's like the Highland Festival parade, which is a big deal. The Elma College, the VFW, you know, veterans, they have their stuff that they do. The flag girls from the middle school and high school, and the flag girls from the Elma College, you know, it's a very big deal. Lots of people come from around Michigan just to watch the Highland Festival parade. And oh my God, I nearly shit myself. I apologize, Kim. I gotta bleep that out. My bad. But yeah. And even before the parade started one year, I had a loose, leather strap that was supposed to be tied in a certain way, because it's like two straps that were cut in two, so it's like four straps for a crash cymbal, and one was loose. So one of my band teachers managed to fix that, and I thought I was good until the middle of the parade, when it was like nobody playing because it was a quiet um, transition, I guess, between cadences for the marching bands. And it turned out the other cymbal, that strap, was loose and I didn't know it. And I ended up holding on to the strap, but the cymbal fell in the middle of the parade when there was absolute silence. And it was so loud. Everybody looked to me. And let me tell you, if I could have disappeared, I wanted to be the invisible woman at that moment. But yeah, and that will live in infamy. I mean, I still get, some of my family, some of my friends from high school, I still get teased for that. They're like, don't you remember that time when you dropped your cymbal and there was like nobody playing? Yeah, that was pretty bad. And then, what was it? There was another time in high school that I think I ran into another player by accident. So yeah, that's that. It just gets worse for me in high school. And another thing, for my uncoordinated self, I've always managed to run into walls when I'm in a rush. And I slid into a door. It was made of glass and there was, shiny metal on there for the handle. So you couldn't miss the door, but I missed the door. And I slid into a wall because I was late. I managed to slide into a lot of walls and a lot of doors. And I keep hitting myself in the head with doors too. Even when it's open. I always manage to walk into it. How you manage to walk into an open door is beyond me. But I'm lucky enough to have done it. And what was it? I hit myself in the head with doors sometimes just trying to open it. I've tried to laugh once and ended up coughing. And thankfully, I was watching YouTube and I was in the bathroom, going to the bathroom. Okay, that's kind of gross. I understand. And my apologies. But it's hilarious because I was watching some funny YouTube stuff. So I was laughing, ended up having a coughing fit. And then, my stomach started hurting. And then bam, stomach felt fine. Take that as you may. I am so sorry. Yeah. So sad. But it's, not the worst of it, I guess. I have a fiance. He and I are basically the same kind of people. We compare stories a lot from our childhood. And holy crap, they are either similar or they are almost identical. And when it comes to embarrassments, we get embarrassed a lot. We get made fun of a lot. I got stopped in the middle of the night once by a cop. He was like, "What are you up to? Where are you going?" Because I was just taking a stroll in the middle of the night. Got bored. And I was like, "I'm walking in the middle of the night." Yeah. Don't you walk in the middle of the night? And he goes, "No, some of us has jobs." Well, I'm sorry. I'm on disability, so I don't work. I've tried once. And I was paid under the table, so I don't think that was legal. But anyways, found out that working just doesn't suit me. Because I kept coughing, and funny thing is, if you have coughing fits and you're supposed to be a waitress, you lose a lot of customers that way. Yeah, so horrible. So yeah, I got stopped by a police officer. And then, I was just taking a midnight stroll. And of course it was like 3 in the morning, so he kind of figured I was up to no good, or thought something else. I was mistaken for a what was it? For an underage kidnapped hooker because I look young, and I'm scatterbrained sometimes, so I forget my phone a lot. And I had an older boyfriend who had 3 kids. Mostly, they were all boys. And we were my one of my ex-boyfriends, the one with the 3 kids that I just talked about. Um, we were going to the gas station to get some sodas. And I had forgotten my iPhone in the bathroom. And I had to go back into the store and tell the clerk I need the key again because I left my iPhone in the bathroom. And apparently, because I was out of breath and trying to run back in, and he thought I looked nervous and thought that it was code for something because my boyfriend was in his 40s. I know, gross. Ew. Eh. No. Some people just like older people. It's okay. Cougars, baby daddies, sugar mamas, sugar babies. It's whatever. So, the clerk thought that I was trying to put in some kind of code or something, I guess. And my kind of dress style is form-fitting. What female doesn't like form-fitting? Well, some people don't, but there are a lot that actually, if they have the figure to work some outfits, they will. And at this point, I had I guess like a red shirt that had an off-the-shoulder kind of look. Well, anyways, it was a red shirt that was really form-fitting. And then I had, I guess you can call them booty shorts, but I had black leggings underneath them, and I had black knee-high boots that I like to wear. So the clerk thought that I was underage and that I was kidnapped or something, and that I was a hooker. So as we were going home, we get stopped, and I forgot to bring my ID. It's at his house, and so we get stopped, and we were like less than a mile away from his house that I was staying at. And the officer had me get out and go to the back of the truck. And they were questioning me. And they were questioning my boyfriend at that time. And they were like, "Ma'am, are you in trouble? How old are you?" I'm like, "I'm 25. So you're not underage?" "No." "And he's not your pimp?" "What?" "No, he's my boyfriend. He did not kidnap you in any way." "No." "Who said I was kidnapped?" "And wait. Did you ask if he was my pimp? Who said I was a hooker?" And he goes, "I guess it's the way that you were dressed." Okay. And as it turns out, it went from one clerk thinking that I was underage and a hooker to being a kidnapped underage hooker that was, offering BJ's or HJ's in the parking lot of said gas station. So, needless to say, that story kind of stretched a lot. And I'm already going into 20 minutes. Holy crap. And, so yeah, I almost got arrested for that. He almost got arrested for that. So the officer asked for my ID. I said, "I don't have one." "Well, I do, but it's in his house because I don't carry it." They didn't think I was going to get stopped. So they followed us all the way to the house. And I messaged one of his sons to help me find my ID because I lost it. I lose a lot of things. If my head wasn't attached, they tell people. And in my case, thank goodness my head is attached because I have lost every phone that I've had. I have accidentally dropped every phone that I had. And the ones that survive me is like pretty tough and durable phones. And yeah, that's saying a lot. Every phone that I've had pretty much died by accident. Or they've been lost. And I had to get replacements. So I couldn't find my ID. I had one of the kids do it. Looking for my ID. So when we got to the house, one of his kids came out and the officer was like, "Sir, tell your child to go back in the house." And he was like, "Why? We live here. He's not going to kill you. It's her ID he's holding. Sir, just do this, please. He's a minor." Ah, damn. So he told the person, I had to make sure that it was okay for me to grab my ID from the kid. So he told this child to go inside the house. And he looks at I give the officer my ID, and he looks at it, looks at me, looks at it again, looks back at me, and he's like, "Is this you, ma'am?" Yes, it is me. They told me to take off my glasses because of the glare. And I have a lazy eye, which, I have to focus on something for that lazy eye to be straight. And apparently it looked like I was pissed off because they said you're not allowed to smile. And you had to look at this blue dot or whatever it is before they flash. And when that flash came, I was blind for a minute. I mean, I'm blind, yeah, without my glasses, but I was like, I was like a bat. I was running into everything. You know that saying, blind like a bat? And in my case, yes, I am. Because without my glasses, all I see is shapes. I can hear voices, and I can, recognize people from their voices. But if I don't have my glasses, you're just a shape to me. You could be a really ugly person, physically, and I would not know it. So yes, I'm very blind. And my eyesight is so bad that my sister had to use my glasses as a magnifying glass to find some streets that were itty bitty on a road map to see the streets clearly. I know people joke about having bad eyesight, Oh, I can't see this, I can't see that, I'm blind as a bat. When your little sister has to use your glasses as a magnifying glass to see stuff on a road map, you are really, really, really bad at seeing. And that is me. Speaking of little sisters, I am 30 years old right now. My little sister is 27. We're 3 years apart. She's taller than me. And so are my cousins. When I was younger, my little cousins, they were a lot younger than me. And they're all like, they called me Kitty. Because they said I was nice and I had soft hair. So they're like, "Kitty, are you going to be this tall forever?" Yes, I am. "So does that mean when we're older, we're going to be taller than you?" Yes, you are. "You're like the size of a Barbie doll." You know, like those life-size Barbie dolls? I'm 5 feet. So yes, I am. And their response is, "You can be our life-size Barbie, Kitty. We can brush your hair and do your makeup, and you can wear pretty clothes, and we can keep you forever." Damn. And sad part is, the older of my cousins could actually pick me up. And yeah, because she's like 19, no, she's like 20 years old, I think. So, yeah, saying a lot right there. And I know my voice sounds like a little kid. In every recording, every phone conversation, you know, and it trips people up. They're like, I get calls for my medications and stuff, and I get like the home delivery, and they have to set up and schedule the shipments for some of my medication and junk like that. And every time I pick up, they're like, is this the number for Miss Anna Gonzales? Yes. I have a message for her about her medications. Speaking. This is Miss Gonzales? Yes, yes it is. Oh, I thought it was somebody else. I was gonna ask if she was a mother because I thought you might have been a kid. Well, damn. I apologize for your confusion. I get that a lot. Yeah. I have been mistaken for a kid like, I don't know, over 20 times. And once someone said that I sounded like my mother, my biological mother. And if you hear, I hear, conversations with my mother over the phone, and I don't sound like her at all. And people have phone conversations with me, and when they meet me in person, their first reaction is, are you seriously 5 feet tall? Yes. I thought you would be taller. How tall do you think 5 feet is? How tall? And they're like, they kind of look embarrassed about that. So, I get misjudged about my size. I tell people all the time, I'm 5 feet tall. At my doctor's office, how tall are you? 5 feet. Still? Yes. I had my growth spurt when I was a senior in high school. 1/4 of an inch. Because I was 4'11 and 3/4 until I turned 19. And yes, I was 19 when I graduated high school. And that is one of the funniest things in high school. Because when I was a senior, speaking of my height, we had a lot of freshmen coming into band class. And oh my dear sweet Jesus. Yes. I was surrounded by really, really, really tall freshmen that were no more than 14 or 15 years old. And I was 19. Holy crap. I thought that I was going to be swallowed in a sea of really tall people. Even some female freshmen were taller than me. It was so sad. At one point, one of my friends lost me. They're like, Marco. And then in the surrounding tall freshmen, all you hear is, Polo. So they had to constantly do that. Marco, Polo, you're getting warmer. How much farther? You see the gaggle of the guys in front of the closed lunch line door? Yes. Yes, I do. That's me in the middle. If you see what looks like girly shoes or girly boots and skin-tight pants, that's me. Holy crap. And what's even funnier, my graduation, I thought they were very stylish and I thought they were cool. I graduated in '08. Yay for that. Go Panthers. And I had no flats whatsoever that were pretty. I didn't have flats at all. So, and I was, my choice of shoes were vetoed by my adoptive mother. May she rest in peace. She's an angel now. Breast cancer in 2014, second time, so it's a little sore on that subject. But I had all of my family there. Well, most of my family. And I was kind of worried that my aunt wouldn't make it because she worked. but she slipped in through the open gym door that was coming from the outside after she was done with her shift. And when they called my name, holy mother of sweet Jesus, the only thing that was loud that you could hear over everybody clapping was my aunt. Oh my gosh, all you hear was, yeah, Nani, woo, yeah, that's my niece, you go girl. And everybody looked at her. She did not care at all. In which case, I was happy for that because, you know, my aunt is loud. She says what's on her mind. She has a good heart. Sometimes it, her friendliness can be misconstrued as, other things. But after everything, she is my family. I love her to death. As my sister. As my sister. No. I love her to death. She's my family. As I do with my sister. I love her to death too. I don't talk to them a lot, which is bad. And, it people have drama in their family. Which is kind of how we are. We have big fights, things happen, and then the next time we talk, it may be a week, 2 weeks, a month, 4 years. And it's, once we do start talking again, it's as if nothing happened. Which is cool on my part because, yeah, I make a lot of mistakes. I piss off a lot of people. And the sad part is the way I make people mad is by having no filter. And they ask me my honest opinion on stuff that they've ever done, stuff that they think about, things that they were looking for, in people, partners, relationships, just random things like that. So I'll tell them exactly what I think. They ask for my honesty, so I give it to them. And I lost some friends because of that. Oh well. I used to be a people pleaser. I used to try my hardest to please a lot of people. Because I don't like confrontation and I don't like violence. But necessary violence is okay. And I guess around high school I decided, by the time I was, in 9th grade? Yeah, when I was a freshman in high school, I decided not to hold back anymore. And I'm just gonna keep it straightforward. So, yeah, there's that. Had a lot of, oh yeah, going back, my bad. Train of thought just went sideways and went through, some weird frozen era. Lost the track. Kind of back now, so let's move forward. To my high school graduation. Like I said, my family thought that I was never going to graduate. They thought that I was going to be like my biological mother and stop going to high school as a freshman, because that's when she stopped. And nope, I graduated. It took me, I think I was short 4 credits, but I went through night school to do that. Thankfully though, I made it. And like I said, I had no pretty flat shoes at all. No flat shoes, period. And I had to look around. And I have a size 6 shoe size. Sorry about that. I hiccuped. But, yes, my shoe size is size 6. And in some shoes, it's 5.5. And for the skater shoes or DC shoes, it's, what is it, size? Yeah, I'm a size 6. On DC shoes, I guess. But like, I had to go shopping at JCPenney's. No, not JCPenney's, my bad. It was Payless. And there was nothing. No cute selection in size 6. So I had to go for 5.5. and I found these really pretty shiny shoes, and they were silver, like silver glittery shoes. I was called Dorothy if I had red shoes. That's how glittery they were, like Dorothy and her red shoes. And they were 5.5. They were in the kids section. And my garment, my graduation robe, didn't have anything smaller than 5 feet, which was me, 5 feet. So the gown looked like a dress, and my shoes was all that you could see, which were glittery silver shoes. And when they called me, I was so excited. I walked up like they told me to, and I was walking. I saw the steps. I counted every step. And as I was walking up the steps, I tripped on myself. I hit my knee in one step, and I did a face plant just about a couple of feet away from the principal's shoes. And that, my friends, was caught on camera and in pictures. And everybody started laughing at me. They're like, "We thought you were going to do good this year." No, I had to stick to my tradition and make a fool of myself as always. Every year I end up making a fool of myself. And just like in the high school parade, marching band parades, I always embarrass myself every year. And every time we had like those marching band pictures, you can spot me in every single picture, even if it was taken 15 feet in the air. And you see all these little dots, little black hats. And you see one little black hat that's like almost disappeared. That's me. And for every marching band, every parade that I've ever entered in, you see all these leveled or semi-leveled hats, and you see a space in between all the leveled hats. And yes, that space, the missing person there is me. Because you see everything leveled, and there's a huge dip, and then level again. Yeah. Everybody knows exactly where I'm at in the parades and in the pictures. Kind of sad. Even to this day. My fiance is 5'11". I'm 5 feet tall. Holy crap. And I'm a goofy person. He's a goofy person. Together, we're just a lot of goofy people. And sometimes I have to tell him to not make me laugh because I'll have a coughing fit. Because I'm on home oxygen, so, my lungs are bad, And I get astonishment from a lot of people. They're like, when they hear my story, they're like, "Oh my God, how can you be so happy about all this?" I'm not. If I had my way, I would just snap my fingers or do some ritual and, make it all disappear. But no, I can't. So. And I get all the time like, "Why aren't you depressed?" Because if I'm depressed, then I'll end up, not trying to do my medications. And in the future, when my lungs are really bad, and I need a lung transplant, the board of directors for that transplant are going to look at my file, and if they see a trend where I'm not doing my medications like I'm supposed to, and I fight doctors, and, I don't do this, and I don't listen to what their recommendations are, they're going to deny me. So it's either be happy-ish and do everything that I'm told and try to make the best of the situation, or be depressed, not doing medications, being denied for a lung transplant, and then not getting a transplant and then dying before my life is fully been lit. So I choose to be happy.